Right. Now look, our dear students, loss of biodiversity, concerned with biodiversity and conservation. So today you are going to study an important matter, loss of biodiversity. According to International Union for the Conservation of the Nature and Natural Resources 2004 report, according to International Union for the Conservation of the Nature and Natural Resources 2004 documented record, around 784 species are extinct in the last 500 years. So you have to take care of the number. According to International Union for the Conservation of the Nature and Natural Resources 2004 documented record of extinction of the species is 784 species in the last 500 years. It includes 338 vertebrates. It includes 338 vertebrates, 359 invertebrates and 87 plants. According to International Union for the Conservation of the Nature and Natural Resources 2004 documented record of extinction is 784 species in last 500 years. It includes 338 vertebrates. You know already meaning of vertebrates. Animal with backbone are called as vertebrates. 359 invertebrates. Animals without backbone are called as invertebrates. And 87 plants. Some of the recent extinction of organisms, some recent example for the extinction is dodo mauritius. You have to take care this point for the NEET examination or CT. So dear students, you have to take care of these examples. Some of the recent example for the extinction are dodo mauritius, quagga Africa, thylacine Australia, stellar sea cow Russia, and even 3 subspecies of tigers are also extinct, namely Bali, Jeevan and Caspian. Look over here. So for NEET purpose or KCET purpose, you have to take care of this 4 example. Some of the recent example for the extinction are dodo mauritius, quagga Africa, thylacine Australia, stellar sea cow Russia, and 3 subspecies of tiger includes Bali, Jeevan and Caspian. Bali, Jeevan and Caspian. According to recent studies, around 27 species are extinct in the last 20 years. Around 27 species are extinct in the last 20 years. Okay, now look over one more important matter. Careful analysis of the record indicates that the rate of extinction of the species is not random. Some of the amphibian species are more vulnerable. right? Amphibian species are more vulnerable for the extinction. You know already amphibians will survive both on the land and in water. Vulnerable means which are in danger of becoming extinct if the causative factor will remain constant. Endangered. Okay, so careful analysis of the record indicates that the rate of extinction is not random. Amphibian species are more vulnerable for the extinction. Amphibian species are more vulnerable for the extinction. Vulnerables means which are in danger of becoming extinct, which are in danger of becoming extinct if the causative factors will remain constant. Endangered species which are in danger of becoming extinct. So recent reports indicates that around more than 15,000 species are facing the threat of extinction worldwide. More than 15,000 species are facing the threat of extinction worldwide. So 12% of the birds, 23% of the mammals, 32% of the amphibians and 31% of the gymnosperms are facing the threat of extinction worldwide. So 12% of the birds, 23% of the mammals, 32% of the amphibians, 31% of the gymnosperms are facing the threat of extinction in the world. But when comparing with the pre-human time, the present rate of extinction is very fast. It is 100 to 1000 times. That is mainly due to activity of human beings. Dear students, as already I requested many times, you have to take care of the number. Around 15,000 species are facing the threat of extinction worldwide. 12%, presently 12% of the birds, 23% of the mammals, 32% of the amphibians, 31% of the gymnosperms are facing the threat of extinction. So, when comparing with the pre-human time, the present rate extinction is very fast. It is 100 to 1000 times faster than the pre-human time because it is mainly due to activity of human beings. So now look over 4 main reasons backed by the loss of biodiversities. 4 main reasons backed by the loss of biodiversities. Number 1, habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat loss and fragmentation. Second, introduction of exotic species. Introduction of exotic species. Number 3, over exploitation. Number 4, co-extinction. Right. Dear students, look over the 4 main reasons backed by the loss of biodiversity. 4 main reasons backed by the loss of biodiversities. One is habitat loss and fragmentation. Second is introduction of exotic species. Third is over exploitation. Fourth is co-extinction. Habitat loss and fragmentation, exotic species, introduction of exotic species, over exploitation, co-extinction. First look over habitat loss and fragmentation. Habitat is nothing but a home. Habitat is nothing but an home. Habitat loss, the destruction of the habitat is the primary reason for the loss of biodiversities. Destruction of the habitat or home is the primary reason for the loss of biodiversities. Destruction of the home or the habitat is the primary reason for the loss of biodiversities. Now question arises, why there is a destruction of the habitat? It is mainly due to activity of human beings like urbanization, not necessary, urbanization, second mining activities, number 3 deforestation, urbanization. Urbanization means migration of the rural peoples towards the metropolitan cities. Urban area is developed areas. Migration of generally rural peoples towards the metropolitan cities. Second, mining activities. Third is deforestation. Converting the forested area into non-forest is called as deforestation. Agricultural expansions. Look over here. Habitat loss is mainly due to human activities. Urbanization, mining activities, deforestation, converting the forested area into non-forest is called as deforestation. Agricultural expansions, roadways, railways, construction of the reservoirs, especially dams, buildings, school, college campus, they are all held responsible for the loss of habitats. Under that, you please remember one more example. Amazonian rainforest found in tropical South America is now cut and cleared for the cultivation of soybean and for developing the grass for cattle ranching. So look over here, Amazonian rainforest found in tropical South America is having highest biodiversity, but now it is cut and cleared for the cultivation of the soybean and even for developing the grasses to raise cattle. Cattle includes cows and buffaloes. So formerly tropical rainforest is covering around more than 14% of the land surface. But now it is just covering only for around more than 6%. Tropical rainforest is formerly covering around more than 14% of the land surface. But now it is just covering only around 6%. Next, one more technical term is fragmentation. Reduction of the habitat into smaller and scattered area is called as fragmentation. Reduction of the habitat into smaller and scattered area is called as fragmentation. Reduction of the habitat into smaller and scattered area is called as fragmentation. When the larger habitat are broken down into smaller fragments, especially mammals, birds and migratory animals are badly affected, because mammals, birds are in need of a large territories. They are badly affected due to fragmentation. Look over, I will repeat the matter once again, take care of this matter. Destruction of the habitat is the primary reason for the loss of biodiversity. Now question arises, what are the reasons backed by the loss of or the destruction of habitat. It is mainly due to human activities, urbanization, mining activities, expansion of the agriculture, deforestation. Converting the forested area into non-forest is called as deforestation. Agricultural expansions, okay, under that many techniques are there. Let it be, don't bother about all the techniques. Agricultural expansions, roadways, railways, construction of water reservoirs, or you can call it as a dams, construction of the large schools, colleges, buildings, etc. are all held responsible for the loss of habitat. Tropical rainforest is formerly covering around 14% of the land, but now it is reduced and covering only around 6% of the land area. Reduction of the habitat into smaller and scattered area is called as fragmentation, especially when the larger areas are converted into fragments or it is reduced. Mammals and birds which are in need of large territories, mammals and birds which are in need of large territories are badly affected due to fragmentation. So finally, please remember one more example. Amazonian rainforest is now cut and cleared for the cultivation of soya bean and for developing the grass to raise cattle. Cattle includes cows and buffaloes. Next, second point. Introduction of exotic species. Introduction of exotic species or alien species. Introduction of exotic species or alien species. Under that, I would like to introduce two examples, because introduction of the exotic species will affect both aquatic ecosystem and even terrestrial ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystem, and even it will affect terrestrial ecosystem. Introduction of exotic species is known to threaten. Introduction of exotic species is known to threaten the extinction of indigenous species. Indigenous means local species. Introduction of exotic species are known to threaten the survival of indigenous species. Actually, introduction of exotic species will affect both aquatic ecosystem and even terrestrial ecosystem. Under aquatic ecosystem, I would like to introduce two examples. Under terrestrial ecosystem, you are going to study two more examples. First, look over aquatic ecosystem. When Nile perch was introduced into the Lake Victoria, it is held responsible for the extinction of more than 200 local fishes, including cichlid fishes. When the Nile perch was introduced into the Lake Victoria, it is held responsible for the extinction of more than 200 local fishes, including cichlid fish. So, Nile perch is a mammal, cichlid is a fish. Nile perch is a mammal, cichlid is a fish. Second, which we have come across is back to first chapter. I come across this example, water hyacinth. Okay, water hyacinth, it is also called as terror of Bengal or scourge of water bodies. Back to first chapter, try to recollect the matter. Water hyacinth is a native of Amazon basin. It is a native of Amazon basin of South America, but it is introduced to India due to its beautiful flower and shape of leaf. Water hyacinth is a native of Amazon basin of South America, but it is introduced into India due to its beautiful flower and shape of leaf. But it will multiply through vegetative propagation, that is offset, and cover almost all the space which is available in the water bodies. It will drain out oxygen and kill many aquatic plants and animals, including fishes. Therefore, it is commonly called as terror of Bengal. Water hyacinth is a native of Amazon basin of South America, but it is introduced to my great India due to its beautiful flower and shape of leaf. It will multiply through vegetative propagation and cover almost all the space. It will drain out oxygen and kill many aquatic plants and animals, including fishes. Therefore, it is commonly called as a terror of Bengal. It is also called as scourge of water bodies because it is very difficult for you to get rid of this plant. Water hyacinth or water eichhornia is also called as scourge of water bodies because it is very difficult for you to get rid of this plant. Next, I will provide you two examples for the terrestrial ecosystem. So first example under a terrestrial ecosystem is Eupatorium. Eupatorium has reduced the teakwood plants. In northeast areas, Eupatorium has reduced the teakwood plants. Same way, Parthenium, it is commonly called as carrot grass, or you can call it as a Congress plant. It is also called as Congress plant. It has entered India along with the wheat that already once I covered this matter in the first chapter. It has reduced many herbs and shrubs in the open areas. Parthenium has reduced the herbs and shrubs in the open areas. Parthenium is an exotic species, or it is an alien species which has entered India along with the wheat. Okay. So next is over exploitation. Okay. Now is over exploitation. Look over the name carefully, you will get an idea. Over exploitation. Removing the resources more than the required amount is called as over exploitation, or using the resources more than the required amount is called as over exploitation. So I will provide you two examples for the over exploitation. Stellar sea cow and passenger pigeon are the victims of over exploitation. Removing the resources more than the required amount is called as over exploitation. Stellar sea cow and passenger pigeon are the victims of over exploitation. Stellar sea cow and passenger pigeon are the victims of over exploitation. In addition to that, at present, many marine fishes are also extinct due to over exploitation. Presently, many marine fishes are also extinct due to over exploitation. Last one, co-extinction. Okay, now last one is co-extinction. When a species become extinct, plants and animals which are in association in an obligatory way is also going to become extinct. When a species become extinct, plants and animals which are in association with it in an obligatory way is also going to become extinct. If a species will become extinct, closely related other species of the plants and animals in an obligatory way is also going to become extinct. Under that, already I have come across 3 examples in my previous chapter: organisms and population. I will provide you the same example once again. If the host will become extinct, parasite is also going to become extinct. If the host will become extinct, no doubt parasite is also going to become extinct. Same way, prey and predator. I come across already this example: prey and predators. When suppose predators are very active and over exploits its prey, prey population will become extinct. When the predators are very active and over exploits its prey, prey population will become extinct. Following it, predators are also going to become extinct due to lack of food. Same way, another example is plants with that of the pollinators. Plants with that of the pollinator. This matter we have come across under mutualism. Mutualism means where both the partners will get benefit, or you can call it as a symbiotic association, where both the partners will get benefit. If suppose pollinators are extinct, no doubt along with that plants are also going to become extinct. If the plants are extinct, predator and pollinators are also going to become extinct. So this is an co-extinction. So take care of this matter, because many times they have arised this question in the theory for 5 marks. Okay. Next is conservation of the biodiversity. Right, now look over the conservation of biodiversity. before switch over to the type of conservation, we have to study why we have to conserve biodiversity, or what are the uses of this biodiversity, why we have to conserve biodiversity. Benefits of biodiversity are ecosystem services are broadly divided into two main types: narrow utilitarian and broad utilitarian. Narrow means direct benefits. Narrow utilitarian is nothing but direct benefits. Under that you are going to study food, drugs, or you can call it as a medicines, fuel, fibers and industrial products. Now first look over food. So around 3000 plant parts are actually edible, but out of which 150 are commercially exploited. 3000 species of the plant parts are edible, but out of which 150 are commercially exploited. ಅಂದರೆ 3000 ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸಿನ ಭಾಗಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 150 ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಮಾರ್ತಾರೆ. Around 3000 species of the plant parts are edible, but out of which 150 are commercially exploited. So please remember one more point: the traditional crops harvested in India are cereals, millets, pulses. So, traditional crops harvested in India includes cereals, millets and pulses. Cereals belongs to family Poaceae or Graminae. Example is paddy and wheat. Paddy and wheat. Rice, wheat andre godi. Millets are the small grains. Millets are the small grains which are rich in carbohydrates and proteins. Millets are the small grains, but no doubt they are very rich in carbohydrates and proteins. Example is ragi and sorghum. Bili chola anta karitare. Pulses belongs to subfamily Papilionaceae. Pulses belongs to subfamily Papilionaceae, main family Leguminosae. Example is red gram and green gram. Many more examples are there. One or two have to remember. You know our Gulbarga region is very popular for the red gram. Urdu it is called as tuvar dal or tur dal. Kannadadalli ತೊಗರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಳಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Next second matter is drugs. Okay. So drugs here, don't get confused with the narcotic drugs. The drugs which will affect the nervous system are called as narcotic drugs. Here drugs are nothing but medicines. Around 25% of the drugs, 25% of the drugs which are sold in the market is the direct derivatives of the plants, or they are directly derived from the plants. 25% of the drugs which are sold in the market is direct derived from the plants. 25,000 species of the plants, 25,000 species of the plant will contribute to the local medicines. It will contribute to the traditional medicines which is utilized by the local peoples, or you can call it as a native peoples. 25% of the drugs which are currently sold in the market is directly derived from the plants, or it is directly obtained from the plants. 25,000 species of the plants will contribute to the traditional medicines which is utilized by the native peoples. Next, fuel. The wood after extraction, the wood which is after extraction or whatever useful things are there that is utilized for the agriculture purpose and other activities, left part is used as an fuel. In addition to that, dried leaves. The wood after extraction of the timber, dried leaves, fallen twigs are all used as an fuel, especially in the rural areas. Fibers are extracted or it is isolated from the cotton, jute, hemp. Okay. Fibers are actually obtained from the cotton, jute, hemp, etc. Cotton fibers are used in textile industries. Next is industrial products. It includes dyes, coloring substance. Dyes are nothing but coloring substance. Then resin. It is an alcohol soluble exudation. Exudation means the material which is oozing out from the cut portions of the plants. Industrial products includes dyes, resin and tannin. Dyes are nothing but coloring substance. Resin is alcohol soluble exudation. The fluid or the material which is oozing out from the cut parts of the plant is called as exudation. And tannins. So that ends narrow utilitarian. Next matter is broad utilitarian.